Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. As always, it's me, Ivan, and in today's video we'll be talking about a watch that I fell in love with the very first moment I took it out of the box. This is the ix&dao Engineer. It's a watch that's been around for a while, but this green version is a new release, and to me it looks incredibly beautiful. And let me tell you something, this is definitely one of the best watches I've ever bought from AliExpress. And I like it so much that I think I'm going to buy a second one. Before we start taking a closer look at the watch, I just want to mention that I bought it myself from the ix&dao brand store on AliExpress. You can find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. As for the price, the PT 5000 version, when not on sale, goes for about $317 US. The Sellita SW200 for around $440, and finally the ETA 2824 is the most expensive at about $586. I went for the cheapest one, and with the discount codes you see on screen, I ended up paying €260, which I think is an exceptional deal. Here is a quick look at the packaging. The presentation is really impressive, and the unboxing experience is quite similar to what you get with the Engelmann I reviewed a week ago. Inside the box you'll find a leather case that can easily double as a travel pouch. There is also the usual paperwork, including a manual and a warranty card. And the last thing included is a screwdriver, which will definitely come in handy when sizing the bracelet. All of this adds up to a clean, premium presentation that immediately gives a great first impression. Now that we have the price and the packaging out of the way, let's talk dimensions. For those who don't know, the ix&dao looks virtually identical to the IWC Engineer, and the dimensions are just as close. We're looking at a 40mm case diameter, 46mm lug-to-lug, and the thickness of a sleek 10.9mm. Sized for my 17cm or 6.7 inch wrist, it weighs in at 141 grams, but it wears fantastically well. And the comfort provided by this bracelet is genuinely hard to believe. In terms of wrist presence, it has plenty, it looks sporty, expensive, but even at a short distance, people will easily confuse it with an actual IWC, so keep that in mind. Guys, I don't think there is much need to talk about the design. The takeaway is simple. If you like how it looks and don't feel like spending €14,000, the ix&dao is hands down your best alternative. Personally, the Engineer never really caught my attention before, but after watching the F1 movie, I absolutely fell in love with the green dial version. That's what led me to buy this one, and I'm glad I did because ix&dao didn't just nail the design, they absolutely nailed the build quality and finishing too. When you get this watch in hand, it feels genuinely premium and expensive, and that's mainly because everything about it feels refined. You can probably get a sense of that from the footage, but trust me, in person, it's even more impressive. Now for the inevitable comparison. How does it stack up against St. Martin? For me, in terms of fit, finishing, and overall construction, it's right on par with the SN0144 and SN0150 lineup. That means you're looking at one of the absolute best made watches you can currently buy on AliExpress, especially at this price point. A moment ago I mentioned that the bracelet feels amazingly comfortable on the wrist, and there are a couple of key reasons for that. First, the links are beveled all around, so you won't find any sharp edges. Second, the articulation is incredibly smooth, and it's comparable to an Oris Aquis bracelet in that regard. And guys, the Aquis is one of the most comfortable bracelets I've ever worn, So for ix&dao to offer something similar for just $300 is a huge achievement. One thing to keep in mind though is that it features a butterfly clasp, so getting a perfect fit can be a bit tricky, but you do get one half link, which should help. In my case, I didn't even need to use it. I just removed 3 links and the fit was spot on. Oh, and something else you should keep in mind, although it's kind of obvious, is that since this is an integrated bracelet design, you are pretty much stuck with it. Now, you can swap it out, but you need to purchase the strap adapters directly from the ix&dao store. They run about $30, but based on the photos, they look really nice and open up a few more strap options if you ever want to switch things up. Alright guys, it's time we check the dial. Again, in terms of design and layout, there is nothing new or even that different from the IWC Engineer. The logo and the text at 6 are obviously different, but beyond that it looks incredibly familiar. This lack of originality will definitely put some people off, but at the same time, these various similarities are what will attract many others, including myself. I know ix&dao offers this model in several colors and even with some really cool mother-of-pearl dials, but to me, this is the one that caught my eye right away. The olive green color combined with those gold-plated indices is a pairing that looks simply gorgeous. On top of that, the grid pattern itself has a beautiful metallic sheen to it and plays with the light absolutely beautifully. Then the overall execution is flawless and you even get a color matching date wheel for seamless integration. The only small downside I've noticed is that the logo and engineered text can become a bit hard to read at certain angles because of that same metallic finish, but apart from that, it's a sharp, elegant and incredibly good looking dial. This dial also features some nice long-lasting lume. Judging by its bright blue color, I assume it's Super Luminova BGW9. It performs exactly as expected, and I can confirm it easily lasts throughout the night. I woke up around 5 AM once, and reading the time was not a problem at all. Moving on guys, let's talk about the movement. As I said at the beginning, I went for the most affordable option, which features the PT5000 caliber. It's a solid 4 Hz movement with 38 hours of power reserve, and basically it's a reliable ETA 2824 clone that I'm sure most of you are familiar with. I've had the PT5000 in several watches over the years, and for me it has always been both very reliable and very accurate. This one specifically is only running 5 seconds fast, so you can see what I mean. That said, I have read reports that excessive hand winding can potentially cause issues, so you may want to avoid giving it more than 10 turns. By the way, ix&dao has used a clutched crown here. That means when you press the crown back in, the hand winding mechanism disengages. So if you use a watch winder to get or to keep your watch running, you can actually avoid hand winding it completely. There you have it guys, that's everything you should know about the ix&dao Engineer. Long story short, I absolutely love it, and I'll be buying a second one very soon. And believe me, that says a lot, because I rarely buy multiple copies of a watch that isn't a Casio or a San Martin. This really is a fantastically well made and finished watch that I'm sure you will enjoy, as long as you can look past the lack of original design. Now you should keep in mind that there are alternatives out there, such as the bed timer. It's also not an original design, it's less refined, but it's significantly cheaper. Then there is also the new Addy skin, which I'm currently awaiting delivery of, so I can't speak to its quality yet. But when it arrives, I'll make a video and make sure I compare it to these two. But honestly, so far, I prefer the ix&dao over the rest, and I highly doubt that will change when I receive the ADI skin. As always, that's just my opinion, so please let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your sticking around until the end. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And of course, consider subscribing if you haven't already. I've got plenty more reviews coming your way, including that ADI skin I just mentioned, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Thanks again, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.